Welcome to the Sauce Mob. Hit that button that say subscribe and join the ride. You feel me? Alright chat, in today's video, we gon' follow Rease on social media. Listen, we're doing a tier list. The problem with this tier list is it don't have current gen and next gen 21 separated. They both in the same category, so I don't know what to tell y'all, chat. We're gonna get two different ratings for like one cover art, basically. That's what that is. If I could add a second cover art for 21, I would, but I can't. So leave me alone and mind your business. All right, so let's get into this. All right, chat, we're going into presentation mode. Look at that right there, chat. Lit. All right. We gonna start with just games that I absolutely did not play. We got the ranking system of great, good, meh, bad, didn't play, in a game that's trash. We're gonna just go straight into the games that I didn't play. Did not play any of, where they at? I know there's another Iverson somewhere. All right, anyway, you get the point. I ain't played none of those. Actually, I might have played one. I think it was this one, and it was trash. Listen, chat, I played a early on version of 2K on like Sega, where you had to aim the left and the right stick just to shoot a free throw. Shooting free throws were so hard. That's how trash the game was. So don't argue me about that. I never had a Sega Genesis, so obviously I didn't play any of these. But I went over somebody's house who actually had a Sega when I was younger, and I did get to play. What is a Sega Genesis? Is that made by Nintendo? Nobody care. Anyway, chat, you get the point. We never played most of the early on 2Ks, and the one I did play, it was trash. It wasn't gonna stop me from playing live or whatever. That's what I'm telling you. But anyway, all right, so what year we up to? 2K5? Is that the last year we up? Yeah. Look like 5 is the 2005. Look like the latest year. Did I play it? Yeah, I had to have played it, but it was pretty bad because it didn't transfer to make me completely switch from NBA Live over. Matter of fact, it probably wasn't that. I didn't play that. I probably played this. I played 2K6. I know for a fact I played 2K7 on Xbox 360. I know for a fact I played that. The question is, did I play 2K6 or 2K5? Because obviously those was years that I really didn't focus on the cover art. I don't remember. So all those years could basically blend together. You get what I'm saying? My brother was just buying 2K for whatever reason, because obviously he was playing live. NBA Live was a game to play. He was just buying 2K just to play it. And when I did play it, I liked the blacktop mode because they had Rucker Park and your NBA player used to wear street clothes in the blacktop. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, so I used to enjoy that part of it, but it wasn't nothing major that was going to actually make me switch to 2K over live. So I don't know if that was 2K6 or 2K5. But either way, I don't know why 2K used to put the same cover athlete on the game of the year back to back. Like, how you supposed to know the difference? Literally, I don't know which version of NBA Live I could have played, because they got Allen Iverson on this cover of every single one doing the same exact pose. And now you got Shaq sitting right here doing basically the same poses that he played for the same team. Picking the home and away jerseys ain't gonna change the cover art. How am I supposed to know the difference? How am I supposed to know the difference between a year apart? Like that, I don't know if I played 2K6 or not, but nonetheless, I played 2K7 when it first hit Xbox 360, and the graphics blew my mind. This was the first time we had a jump in a graphical difference, and the graphics blew my mind. I was like, oh, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, the 24/7 mode of 2K6, huh? Which year did I play, bro? Because the Xbox 360, we were playing Halo, Gears of War, and Saints Row. I didn't get an Xbox 360 when it first came out, so I might have been playing those games in 2007. I don't know what 2K I played. Bro, I don't know. It was around 2006, 2007. Anyway, the 24/7 mode on 2K7. was fun. And it was a huge graphical upgrade. This was the first time I had a my career type setting and feel. It was a pretty meh game because the only thing good about it was the 24/7 mode. After that, 2K7 was boring. I really didn't like playing it past that. So we're going to leave it at that. 2K8 was also pretty meh. Or bad, actually, because I don't really remember anything out of it. I just remember Chris Paul had some nice Jordans. That's all I remember out of that game. I used to play College Hoops 2K8 with Greg Oden on the cover. Greg Oden was on the cover of College Hoops. So I used to transfer my College Hoop players over to the NBA, but I had more fun playing the College Hoop version of the game than the actual NBA version. So we're going to say 2K8 was bad. Chat, I actually did get to play a lot of these 2Ks. I've been in the 2K world for a long time now. It's looking like maybe a decade. Anyway, that don't even matter. We're on 2K8. 2K9, definitely. Do I put it in meh or do I put it in good? I'm going to give it a good nod. It gets the nod of being good because this was the first introduction to team up. This was the first time you got to play team up. You get to control one player in a multiplayer setting. That was so much fun, bro. You got to just take control of one person. The team they used to pick the most, obviously, was the Celtics. It was completely random. Sometimes you get the Bobcats, and people used to quit out the lobby because nobody wanted to be the Bobcats. That was the problem with 2K9. They used to randomize the team. So you get the Celtics versus the, Timberwolves, and nobody wanted to play as the Timberwolves because they had really no good players. And they used to randomize what character you get, so you would be Kendrick Perkins on the Celtics. And the Kendrick Perkins used to always quit out. So everybody used to stay as Garnett, Pierce, Ray Allen, and some people wouldn't mind being Rondo. But if you get stuck with Perkins, you're quitting. You get what I'm saying? And then the other team is trash. And then you know that 2K running with randoms is trash. So it's just a whole chaotic experience. But that was the first time we ever got to deal with that chaos because that was the first time Team Up was actually introduced. And nobody knew what it was like to control one person in a multiplayer setting. So I got to give it that good nod because I had so much fun playing with that game. And I think the 2009 Cavaliers, because if y'all don't know, the Cavs is my favorite team. The 2009 Cavaliers was pretty fun. I can't even sit here and lie to y'all about that. Anyway, I used to love playing quick rank. I was just multiplayer. It was just multiplayer. That's all I did on 9. 2K10. It's definitely better. Listen, chat, I'm going to organize these as to which games I think are better. Just because they're in the same category don't mean they're on the same level. 2K10 is clearly better than 2K. Matter of fact, I might give this a great nod. 2K10 is great. It's not just good, it's great. Because this was the first time they ever put my players. They actually created my career for the very first time in 2K10. And that brought on crew mode and my player blacktop. Iconic moment for 2K. 2K10 was an iconic 2K moment, so that was a great game. And they followed up that with 2K11 with the introduction of Michael Jordan, the very first basketball game to ever have Michael Jordan in it. Yes, Michael Jordan's first video game appearance ever. That is a big deal. The greatest player of all time has never been in a basketball game until 2K11. That fact alone makes 2K11 iconic. But to make it better, this was the first time 2K has ever put Jordan retros in a 2K video game, and you were able to customize them with your own signature colorway. Hello, 2K11 is iconic, not to mention crew mode, my player pickup, and creating a legend. You get to play my career as any NBA player you wanted. Any NBA player you could play my career as. 2K11 will always be the best 2K ever made. They had the Jordan moments where you could recreate Jordan iconic scenarios to unlock each retro sneaker. So just all those facts alone make that the greatest game of all time, you know? Now we're on the 2K12. It's better than 2K7, but it's still a pretty much meh. You know, it's a meh of a year. Keep in mind, 2K12 was the year of the lockout. So there was no rookies in this game. This was the year they were making VC. They were creating microtransactions. So there was no multiplayer for your mod player. There was nothing to do. Team Up was introduced, like I said, in 2K9. Team Up and multiplayer was revolutionized in 2K9. And now we got to experience my players in the multiplayer setting. We got to experience my players on a higher level with 11 and 10. And now to see the multiplayer regress, all I did that whole year with no rookies, no real updates of the game. This was a complete letdown of a year. They didn't care. The NBA had a lockout. They were working on the VC microtransactions. They had limited multiplayer. There was nothing to do on 12. It was pretty much just a type of year. I played 8 seasons of my career on 2K12. That was the most I ever played my career because there was literally nothing else to do. It's a meh. That's a meh for me. There was nothing in 2K12 to do. Moving on to 2K13. It was a good year. Way better than 2K9. Introduction of VC to what we have now. This was the very start of microtransactions taking over the 2K community. They introduced badges. They introduced the VC. They had the 3v3 mod player multiplayer. So just with those facts, I had a lot of fun with it. They had the Jay-Z soundtrack. The songs in the game were good. What else they had on that game? I think this is where they had fans. Like they had Jay-Z sitting in the stands of like the Nets arena or something like that. I don't remember 100%, but it was some stupid details like that in the game. I had a lot of fun on it. A lot of fun on 2K13. 2K14 with the introduction of Park and Next Gen. I didn't think it was better than 13, but the revolutionary Park Next Gen gaming, current gen 2K4, like PS2 2K14 obviously is trash. Obviously 2K14 on PS2 was trash. They tried to add a fake crew mode to make people happy that they got rid of crew for 2 years. They tried to bring back a fake crew. That ain't gonna slide. Trash was 2K14 for current gen, but the next gen version of 2K14 was pretty good. Was it better than 13 for me? Nah, it wasn't. It was fun. It was a fun revolutionary thing. The builds, creating your mod players were fun. The park was fun. My team was fun, and 2K13 was the introduction of my team. That was the first time we ever had a my team in a 2K. So keep that in mind. That was the first time my team was actually in 2K. And they had like player cards that went up, and that had dynamic cards. So if a player in real life was playing real good, their card could go up. I think that was like a Hassan Whiteside year when Hassan like took off. His card started off like real cheap in VC. It was like 500 VC to get his card, and when the year ended, his card was worth 20,000 VC. That was a dope feature, that they had dynamic cards where the player that was trash could actually turn good, and players that were good, they card the decrease in value. That was actually like a insane feature that nobody talks about. But anyway, 2K14 was fun. My team was cool. The My Career story, that might give it the nod. The My Career story, the introduction of the My Career story, they revolutionized my career. I gotta give it the nod over 13 just for us revolutionizing my career. That was actually fire. Yeah. The My Career story of 15 wasn't good because we all know how that turned out. 2K15 is better than 2K10 for me. It's a great game. It's second to 2K11 right now. 2K15 is the most time I've ever spent on a multiplayer version of 2K. I've reached Legend 2. 2K15 went up to Legend 3. I made it to Legend 2, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Rease made it to Legend 2. Legend 3, you get mascots. At Superstar, you get to take your shirt off. This was our first time of seeing any type of rewards. any type of that stuff blew our mind. Like, whoa, this is actually fun. You know, we had affiliations introduced to us. We had all just this whole fun dynamic and all that good stuff. You know, it was a lot of new things coming to us at one time, and it really was fun. It was a step down the very next year with 2K16. I didn't have as much fun with 16 because the demigods of 15 is what made them nerf the builds of 16. That is where you had less fun with the build you created. And still to this day, I think my 2K16 build was the worst build I ever made in 2K. I couldn't dribble. I made a pure shooter, and I couldn't figure out the shot meter. 2K16 was the first time they introduced the shot meter. Yeah. 15 ain't had no shot meter. 16 was the first time they introduced the shot meter. I wasn't good at it. I made a pure shooting build and couldn't shoot. I couldn't dribble. So I had a terrible time on 16. I ended up making a slasher where I end up having more fun on the game, but nonetheless, it was a bad year for me with my mod player. I made bad mod players that year, but it was a great year for the YouTube community of 2K. The 2K16 is where the YouTube side of 2K exploded. That was an amazing YouTube year. So the content creation of 16 was amazing, but for me as a player of the game, I was really upset. I ain't had that much fun. I ain't get no ankle breakers because my build couldn't dribble. I wasn't dunking on nobody. I wasn't greening crazy. Like I had a terrible build, bro. I had a terrible build. 2K17. It was just a recreation of 16. And for that, I gotta give it a good rating. It wasn't nothing spectacular, you know. It felt like a lazy year from 2K. 16 and 15 were two great games, and then 17 just felt like a rehash of 16. If we all being honest, it literally felt like a copy and paste of 16, and it wasn't as good. What did they add to 17 that was revolutionary? The My Career story. It wasn't as good as the Spike Lee story, but the Michael B. Jordan was a good touch. The multiplayer, they didn't give us the Rival Day championship reward as like the River City and the helicopter landing location. They didn't give us nothing spectacular with that. I think this is when they had the Mountain Dew tournaments and all that. The events they had were dope on 17, but past that, it wasn't like nothing revolutionary. The events they had were dope, but past that, nah, I was pretty cool off 17. I feel like there's something missing in 17 that was added. Nothing on top of my head that I know. But anyway, 2K18. Okay. This is when they first introduced the neighborhood. The neighborhood was revolutionary. This is when they tried to add the Foot Locker as a store you could go to, the barbershop where the haircuts cost like 3,000 VC at the start of the game. You had to take the subway to go to the park. I can't lie. We had to push 2K11 to the side just to throw this game in the trash. Listen, I don't know what you were thinking. I don't know why they even made this a video game. That was the worst thing I ever played in my life. Never playing it again. Servers went down. The whole game went with it. They had B Fresh as a My Career character. How are you an NBA prospect that gave up the career to be an NBA player to pursue your dreams as a DJ? That was the backstory of 2K18. And your path to get to the NBA as an NBA talent was to show up to a street ball event and play a game to 21 so NBA scouts could hit you up to go into their training camp to make the roster? Who is having a street competition that is the NBA sponsored, that gonna have NBA scouts at a street ball? The game was trash start to finish. It was a huge sponsor. They had Reese's cups all over your face. They kept talking about all these commercials in the middle of the game. Unskippable cutscenes. Gameplay was extremely repetitive and trash. Not like literally, it's even worse than the Sega Genesis version of 2K. Literally, we could go on for hours about the trash that was in 2K18. The only thing they did good was the t-shirt kiosk. Even the bikes to navigate the neighborhood was slow. So you didn't even get to navigate the neighborhood fast at all. The reward you got for leveling up wasn't even rewarding. We could go on all day about 2K18, bro. 2K19. It's alright. I ain't gonna sit here and act like it was all that. It's not competing with a 13. It's not competing with 17. I don't like it as much as I like 14. I definitely don't like it as much as I like 13. And 2K9 just holds a special place in my heart because I was probably really young. And you know when you young, nostalgia makes you think things are better than what they was. I can't get over that 2009 Cavaliers team. We had Mo Williams, LeBron. I used to go crazy in quick rank. I had so much fun. Listen, 2K19. The only thing good about 19 was the builds. Shot creators were so much fun. I even made a diss track on 2K19. If you never heard that song that I made to talk about the issues in 19, you could listen to that. But anyway, 2K19 had a lot of problems. I think the stretch big was overpowered. They were hitting contested greens. The sharpshooting takeover was extremely unbalanced. The second you press square, the shot was automatic. They had pushing. The problems in 19 were problems in 19. It was okay, you know. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was just so much better than 18 that it was something we could deal with. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I ain't had no problems playing it. My shot creating build was so much fun. I made like a 6-foot shot creator just to play around that year, and I had so much fun with it. The dual takeovers, I think you had dual takes, but anyway, it was fun. It was fun. 19 was fun, but it wasn't all that compared to all the 2Ks we ever had. 2K20. 2K20. Yes. Nah, it wasn't as good as 19. Bro, listen. 2K20 was cool, but it was just a rehash of 19. So it can't even be better than a game it was a copy and paste of. You got Ronnie 2K lying to our face. That's not the neighborhood. That's just... I don't know what he said to y'all, but he just lied. Anyway, he lied to you. I can't even get over the fact that they didn't even upgrade the location they gave us. It was the events they had for 20 were pretty cool, but nothing spectacular. The game was pretty mid. Everybody had a two-way sharp, just dunking on everybody. It's nothing to celebrate. Everybody used to hop step in the paint. Nothing to celebrate. I didn't play my team. Obviously, you don't hear me speaking on my team on any of these video games because I don't play 2K for my team. Listen, bro, I spend $60 on the game. I spend another $60 to get VC. You think I'm gonna spend $180 million to build a 99 roster when I know the 2K community just gonna play off ball and I'm gonna have a computer guarding me? You want me to spend $300, $400, $500 just so I can get off balled in a 5v5 game? What is the point of that? I don't get why y'all play my team. You just like throwing your money down the hole. But anyway, 2K21 current gen. It's a meh. It's better than... Is it better than 19? I don't like it better than 19. Nah. The current gen 21 ain't better than 19, but is it better than 20? We're living in it, so I don't know if I like it more than... I'm having more fun. I'm having fun on... Like I'm rotating these two games right now. Literally right now I'm playing these two games. Which one am I currently having more fun on? I can't shoot on 21. Like, they nerfed the shooting into the dirt. You can't get a green to save your life. Everybody is cheating on the video game. Post scorers is also messed up 19, but it's still a man. I went on the court recently and had to deal with post scorers and people that were cheating using the Zen controller. Yeah, I gotta give it less than 20 because at least in 20 we didn't have to deal with cheaters at such an extent. Oh my goodness, bro. Current gen 2K21 is a meh, and then next gen 2K21. Where would I put a next gen on this list? Next gen 2K21. I would even put it as a meh in between that. I would say it's less than 2K12 for me. My career story, I ignored it because of the badge grind, but it was a dope addition that they added all of your teammates throughout all of my career journeys in the G League route of it. They gave you 2 different paths. You could go to college or you could go to G League. I like what they did with the My Career on 21 next gen. The whole city feature, it's just way too big. Not enough to do in it. It's just a big city of nothing. It's giving me them 2K14 vibes of like, y'all trying to do something, but maybe in the next coming years you could really expand on it like they did with 15 and 16. But we're going to see. We're going to see what comes with 2K22. If 21 next gen is just a stepping stone for them creating something that could be revolutionary. I don't like the whole open world idea of 2K. I don't really like that they trying to do that, so that leaves a bad taste for me anyway. Everybody got the same build right now. Jump shooting is overpowered. Everybody was shooting the fadeaway. They did nerf it right now, and the game is 3 months into its lifespan. It's currently being worked on as we speak. Updates still could come at any moment, any time. It's just not enough to do that the game ain't exciting, so it's kind of dull, just like 12 was. It's just a dull game. You know, the gameplay of it, the gameplay mechanics of it ain't too bad. It's just everything around it isn't. There's not much you can do. There's no defense in this game, so that also hurts it. It's impossible to stop somebody. If the opponent wants to score, they gonna score. You can't play defense on this game. There's just too many overpowered builds. They need to nerf the builds, and then we can really talk about gameplay. But right now, 21 is right behind 20 for current gen, and next gen is a meh. You know, we can live with it. Well, a lot of people aren't living with it. A lot of people just completely gave up the game, so they would have next gen in the bad or the trash category. They just threw 21 out altogether because everybody moved on from 2K in general. But for me, it's still a meh. It's still something I can play. Chat, let me know what y'all thinking about this tier list. We got 2K11 as the #1 greatest of all time. Second for me is 15. Rec Center was so much fun. 2K16, it was very fun. 2K10, extremely fun. We got 17, 14, 13, 8, 19, 20, 21, 12, 21 next gen. 2K7. We got 2K6, 2K8, and this will be 14 PS2. All these games I didn't play, and these two are just absolute dog and garbage. Chat, let me know what y'all thinking of that. Do y'all agree with my ranking system? Do y'all disagree? Let me know where you had some games listed at down in the comments. My hopes ain't really up for 2K22. I'm just hoping that the video game aspect, the video game space picks up by 2K22, because gaming as a whole is really in a hole. Got a whole new generational console, and there's nothing to do on it pretty much. Everything is really a PC's paradise right now, and PC gamers ain't got much to do. So chat, other than that, get me out of here.